Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back to my video. I hope you liked the first one because this is a continuation of the Jimani drawing. So I wanted to do a little shout out to Autodesk Sketchbook. It's really great. It's free at first. If you want to get more features, you have to pay, but it's not that much. And to be perfectly honest, it has a lot of features for the free version, so you don't really need to buy the premier version. I bought it because it allows a lot more layers to work with. Okay, here I'm going to show you a really great part of this program, which is the select tool. The select tool allows you to select pretty much anything and or freehand or like the magic wand that you would have on Photoshop. I do this now religiously so I can do any type of shading or highlights. I select the color such as the green sweater, and then from there I usually do the highlights or the shadows. From here on out, whenever I do shading, I usually do it by layers. Layers are such a godsend. And I tell you, I color in layers, I draw in layers, and then when I get it just right, I end up grouping them into one layer. Well, not every single thing. If I need to move a character in a scene, then yes, what I'll do is I'll save the picture as a transparent, with a transparent background, and then use it in a scene. But usually, if I'm great with where I like the character, then I keep it there. Here, I tend to shade in sections. In those sections, I do each layer. I make sure that the layering section is just right. And what's really cool is if you keep on working in a scene, especially shading, it kind of gives it an authentic look. It kind of looks literally like you painted it or it's a real thing. I don't like to just do one blah thing and just erase. I like to work it again and again. If you noticed, I really try my best to take my time, love, and care into everything I do, especially with my comic book. I try my best to do the best I can. I love shading because it's kind of like I'm carving out and adding real depth to the drawing and character. So here we go on to the pants. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I get a little weirded out sometimes whenever I shade the pants because I'm making sure the emphasis is not on, to be honest, the groin, and also making sure it looks natural. I really wanted to make it look almost like a jean type of style. I couldn't quite get any texture in there, but I definitely like how the folds turned out on this one. Very authentic and very realistic, but still keeping to that cartoonish style. Usually whenever I do sketches of this character, I do not give him an undershirt because myself, when I wear hoodies, I usually just wear it like as a shirt. But I thought, hey, he's at school, he's younger, you know, he's not as free as when you get older. So I'm like, why not? And actually the shading went really quickly with this one, and I'm really happily surprised on how it turned out. So here we go with the skin. I started on the hand because I really like to get a realistic form of the hands. I actually tend to study my own hand when I draw it, on top of using the 3D model. It took me forever to get hands just right, but I now have a good grasp on how both male and female hands should be. Here we come to the face, one of my stressed and overall overworked part of the shading of the character. I usually stress out so much on the face because that is really where the character shines, and you really can meet the character right there, especially on the panels that I call reveal panels. So what I tend to do, I tend to do very lightly on shading around the cheek area and such. If you noticed earlier, it kind of started to look like Jimani was a little scruffy or a little dirty. That's why I have to make sure that I do it soft and with bigger strokes of the spray can. I do smaller details, with shadowing of the hair and of the glasses and such, but usually I try to make sure everything's really light on the face, especially for a younger person, because for all of the lines I do not draw with black. I tend to fill in with the shading and the colors. So I make sure the face altogether looks pretty much age appropriate. Oh yes, we're coming on to the hair. I love doing the hair. There's this really cool brush that looks like bristles that actually looks like hair. And I love it. I love drawing with it. I love both highlighting and shadowing with it. To me, it actually brings out the character. It's actually right there. I usually like to do the hair at the last minute, just to let it pop. What I've come to discover is that if you do not shade the eyes, then the eyes look dead. Now see, if you noticed real eyes, they end up having an actual shading on the top of the eye and around the iris. If you do that, the eyes pop and it's like looking into somebody's soul. Beautiful. To be honest, now looking back at it, I do not think I did that well of shading of the teeth. But I kind of wanted to go all out with shading. I decided for the highlights not to do the hair, but highlight the glasses. I just thought, heck. I know sometimes in photos of myself, you can definitely see glimmers of light. And it kind of makes it pop, don't you think? So, there you go, guys. It's Jimani in his reveal panel, showing himself to the audience and his future friend, Dove Sora Monroe, aka Thunderdove. Actually really getting a good look at it, even now when I look back at it, it turned out really well. I like the rendering, I like the pose, and I could definitely genuinely feel the good vibes from this character which I wanted to portray. Here's a little taste of the Insiders Issue 1, the reveal of James Verardi, aka Jimani. Next video, I will do a drawing of Dove Sora Monroe, aka Thunderdove. So stay tuned for that one. And thank you so much for checking out this video and having a great fun time of sharing. I hope you liked it and I hope you come back for more. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up And subscribe if you want to see more. And don't forget to check out my Instagram where you can follow me on my everyday journey of life.